Matt, welcome to the program here. What do Democrats need to do right now to steady the ship?
Well, they need to stay focused and talk about the real task. And the real task here is to defeat Donald Trump and defeat Ted Cruz. You're usually not winning when you're talking about yourself or you're having disagreements within your own party. So it's important to keep our eye on the ball. Donald Trump's the worst president of our lifetime. He's running against the best president of our lifetime. And Ted Cruz is a failed senator. That's what Democrats need to be talking about here in Texas.
Can Biden survive this, though? Every day, it's drip, 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 drip from inside the Democratic Party. Is he going to be on the ticket, do you think?
I don't know, but what I do know, it's his choice. You're not going to push him. He's got to make a choice. He's deserved the right to make the choice. You know, Democrats are not like Republicans. Republicans are the bend over, kneel down, kiss the ring party. Democrats, we fight amongst ourselves. We don't immediately defer to others. That's a Republican deal. Democrats, we are strong, we stand on our own, we make our argument, but Joe Biden's earned the right to make the decision for himself, and I think he will here pretty quickly.
As somebody who's a veteran of Democratic politics, though, the clock is ticking. You got to be getting nervous at some point because the ballots have to be finalized immediately after the DNC in Chicago.
Well, the clock is ticking, but there are over 100 days in this election. That's a long time. It's important that this gets resolved quickly, and we return our focus to the most important thing, and that is that Donald Trump and the Republicans are not just out of the mainstream, they are not normal. They really are a danger to democracy, and we have to make that case and make it strongly and start making it very quickly.
Republicans are coming off of the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. They have a ton of momentum here.
Well, sure. Every party, you get 4 days for a commercial that the whole world sees that's really not countered. And so pretty quickly here, like tomorrow after Trump speaks, it goes right to who we really know Donald Trump is. He's a very divisive, destructive individual. He's not going to change his spots. You're not going to wash the stink off that skunk. He's going to be somebody that Democrats can and should run against.
Some Democrats want to rush the process and nominate President Biden earlier for a second term. Congressman Lloyd Doggett, among others, is saying, no, don't short-circuit the process. What do you think should happen?
Well, I think that's what's going to happen. I think that Congressman Doggett was right. I think that he is really reading the feelings of most Democrats. Again, Democrats don't like when the process is not followed. They don't like somebody to tell them the decision they need to make. And so I think the right decision is made. It's going to be more deliberate. And again, it's up to Joe Biden. Joe Biden will make the decision as to whether or not he continues.
You know a lot of people. Your phone has a lot of contacts in it. What are people telling you?
There's a lot of worry but they're more worried about the fact that there's chatter. There's an understanding of people who followed politics is that now's the time that we need to be talking about our common interests, our common goals, bringing our coalition together and talking about why the Democratic choices are better than the Republican choices. That's the worry. It's less that than how Joe Biden performed on any given day. It's the notion that it's time for us to come together.
Are you concerned?
I'm a little concerned, but again, we've got over 100 days to go here, and we have a real danger within our society. The Republican Party now has totally collapsed to Trumpism. They've totally collapsed to a party that wants to cut Social Security. They want to eliminate a woman's right to make a choice about her body. For goodness sakes, they're for forced birth. They want 12-year-olds who are raped to be forced to carry that baby to term. They want to surrender Ukraine to Putin and destroy NATO. So there are real dangers. The most important thing for Democrats to come together for is to make sure that our country's safe and we've got a democracy going forward.
If the president were to decide he didn't want to run again, can the Vice President Harris, can she spin up a campaign, raise the amount of money in time? She'll have obviously what is, well, let me rephrase it then, because she gets the campaign's money now because her name's on the ticket, right?
Well, yes, and more important than that, she's somebody that Democrats have chosen to be the vice president.
Sure.
And so there is a fair assumption that if something happens at the top of the ticket, that she's the person to step forward.
She would step in.
And so I would expect that she would be the alternative if Biden decides not to run.
Well, let me ask you this then. Can anyone other than Kamala Harris spin up a campaign, raise enough money and time to actually have a chance at challenging Republicans?
They technically could, but clearly it's better if this is a clean handoff, if there is a handoff,
sure,
to Kamala Harris. And again, the Democratic Party likes Kamala Harris. She's done a fantastic job for goodness sake, the Republicans just picked J.D. Vance, and the two boxes he checks are Putin likes him and Wall Street likes him. Kamala Harris is somebody who can hold together our coalition, so if it ends up being Kamala, there's going to be excitement on our side.
If Biden stays in the race and runs for re-election, what does that do to down-ballot races?
Well, it means that we've got to pay attention, but I'm always paying attention to down ballot races. I don't care how good the year is. You got to make sure that Democrats here in Texas know that we've got good candidates running for county sheriff and for state rep. We just polled over in Tarrant County after the debate and found that Tarrant County is as close to a bellwether county as we have in Texas. And Colin Aldridge running ahead of Ted Cruz in Tarrant County, and also the Republicans have a terrible failed sheriff over there. So that's very important down ballot race. So I think if we come together quickly, keep our campaigns going, pick up a little bit momentum, we could be just fine.
And the momentum we picked up, I guess, around the DNC. I mean, that's when you'd pick it up.
Well, I think so. I think also just clarity, just knowing that either Joe Biden is going to stay in this race or there'll be a clean handoff to Kamala Harris. Either one of those things are going to give Democrats not just a sense of relief, but a sense of momentum going forward.
Matt, what are you watching for in the coming week?
Clarity. That we need to see whether or not what the signals are out of the White House and the people surrounding the president. There needs to be either clear that he's in or that they're making the moves to hand it off to Kamala Harris. That's the most important thing because, again, we need to stop focusing on ourselves, stop focusing on our differences, and focus on the most important thing, and that's stopping the Republicans from destroying our democracy.
Matt, thank you.
Thank you.